For some people, playing Dungeons & Dragons for the first time can feel like an awakening. Suddenly, actors have characters to play, and artists have maps to draw, and lore nerds have pages and pages and pages of dungeons and monsters and gods and areas and just so much information to soak in. But I think many people would agree that one of the very first sort of spiritual steps of being part of Dungeons & Dragons is picking out your own dice. Today's episode is called The Gods of Chance. I'm Dodger, and on behalf of all of us, welcome to the Dungeons & Dragons fandom. To some of you, this is gonna sound really dumb, and to some of you, you're going to be so intrigued, but for a lot of people who are really into D&D, buying dice is like serious business. My friends at the time who wanted me to join a D&D game, I was not allowed to join until I got my own dice. And you know, they were all hardened, they had seen some stuff on the imaginary battlefield, and they decided one day, you know what, we're gonna take you out and get you some dice. And I was like, sick! So excited, I get to go in there, I get to pick out all of my little pieces, I get to color code, I'm gonna be so swaggo when I go to this game. Little did I know, upon entering this shop, I would be not so subtly coerced into spending like 30 minutes having imaginary conversations with all of the D20s in this box. Like, I felt so bad for the dude who owned this shop, but at the same time you could kind of tell that there had been enough people who had come in and done this that he was just like over it. Because within the D&D community, it doesn't matter what color your D20 is, what size your D20 is, whether or not it matches the rest of your D6s. No. What matters is your connection with it. It's about picking out the D20 that is going to make all of the choices for the rest of your life in a tabletop game. So you sit at this table and you roll die after die after die, and every time you're like, please give me a high number. Cool, it gave me a high number. Okay, I'll try it again because, you know, it could be a fluke. All right, please give me a high number. Ah, it gave me a 1. I guess that's not it. Because you have to be able to trust it. It has to feel right. Now, to the average onlooker, this is super weird. To a stone cold D&D player, this is pretty normal. But is everybody's experience like this? Is everybody this intense right off the bat? No. For a lot of people, and I honestly really like the idea of this, the very first time playing D&D is about the camaraderie of sharing your dice. Some people have just bags and bags and bags of dice, or boxes and boxes and boxes of dice. I had a friend who had just entire shoeboxes filled with D20s, and I mean, did he know what all of them looked like? Had he physically touched all of them? I have no idea. But then there's the people like me who have one set. There's your one set of dice that you just love, that you're so connected with because you've been through so many battles with it. You know, you start to feel that way. And when you really, really love your dice, there's kind of a ritualistic feel of being like, yeah, you can use them. And from the perspective of somebody who has been given dice for their very first game, it's come across very often almost as though they're being given a blessing by somebody who has been there and knows what to expect. You have no idea what to expect, but they're wishing you the best because there is no such thing as beginner's luck in D&D. There is merely the dice, the physical representation of the gods of chance. Today, the gods favored you. Tomorrow, maybe not so much. Do you guys want to see my dice? Hold on, I think they're right here. Oh god. Yep, there's my clipboard for all of my character sheets. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I keep my dice in. I have kept them in this since I began playing. It's a weird old cigarette box, and all of my dice are inside. I will show you my D20 because I love it. It always gets stuck in there too. Come on, baby, come here. Yeah. So this is my D20. This is the D20 that I picked when I went for the very, very first time. And actually the D6s that are in here are not the D6s that I used to play with. I've actually replaced them with these ones just because they're smaller and I can put more D6s in there, and I like having lots of D6s because as you continue to play, you need more and more of them to roll all at the same time, and I don't want to have to just roll like 3 at a time over and over and over again. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 d6s in here. Now for some people, there is something that's way more important than the spirituality of your dice, and that is the process with which the dice were made. Some DMs feel very strongly that everyone should use laser cut dice versus sanded dice because one rolls easier than the other. Some DMs hate the whole process of dice altogether and have thrown theirs out and do the whole thing digitally. Some players, which I can totally feel ya, have taken it upon themselves to learn how to make their own dice, which I think is so cool. And some players, if the lore is to be believed, actually put ashes of dead relatives or dead animals in their dice so that there is an even more spiritual connection with them. But why are dice so important? Why are they used in a game like D&D? Role-playing tabletop games are so hinged on the idea of being able to bring the uncertainty of real life into a fantasy world. I mean, sure, you get to outright choose like your class, your race, even things that you say, but everything that you do, every action that you take, you explore the element of chance. So I say to you from across the canyon, hey buddy, I'm actually green. I just paint myself this color so that no one notices. Now in a lesser game, your DM could look at you and say, I don't know, do you believe that? But instead, they say, give me a roll. Roll your d20 to compare her bluff to your sense motive, which is like a fancy way of saying, roll a dice to figure out if they're good at lying and if you are good at sensing a lie. You add your skill points to your roll, and that creates your combined score of whether or not you are able to bluff your way out of that situation. Or me, whether I'm able to bluff my way out of that situation, because I'm trying to convince you that I'm green. Your skill points matter a lot, just like in real life. Any trade that you have, any skills that you have, anything that you've done a lot matters so much to you as a person and to you as a character in your game. But chance can change everything. So say that you want to go out and play your own D&D games, but you don't have any dice and you're not sure what just a really basic set would be. I would say like a standard bare bones set would be one of everything except your D10. So it would be 1d4, 1d6, 1d8, 2d10s, because you need to do percentile rolls, 1d12 and 1d20. If you were going to get a little more than that, I would say get like 4 d6s. You're gonna always have to roll more than 1d6 and you're gonna be so frustrated just sitting there like rolling it over and over and over again. It's gonna get old. When using someone else's dice, do not lose them, chew them, steal them, anything like that. Treat them as a torch, guiding your way into the world of tabletop, or the lesser gods of chaos and trickery will come to you in the night and burn your comic books. Now for me personally, I love my dice, I love my set, but I don't feel that super strong connection with them until it's crunch time, right? Until it's like, I need to get a high roll on this. I swear if you bone me on this dice, I'm gonna be so upset. For some of you, you have beautiful, gold leaf, gorgeous dice that you spent so much money on and feel so connected to. And I gotta respect that. So that's been your crash course on dice. If you're a beginner player, I hope you found this helpful. If you're an old player, I hope you found this entertaining. And to all tabletoppers, new and old, welcome to the fandom.